Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Right, listen, guys, I've jumped on a little bit early because it's all kicking off in Birmingham with regards to the football game that's happening right now. I'm gonna share with you guys a screen in a minute from an X feed. But what I've seen right now, guys, there is a lot of energy. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of direction. There's violent clashes are inevitable tonight, guys. How big, how epic, and I'm not understating this, ladies and gentlemen. We could literally see civil war in the United Kingdom start tonight. So I'm going to start just by sharing a screen with you guys because I think you guys need to get context of what's actually happening right now. So I'm going to share this with you. This is from AY Audits on X. Am I sharing that with you guys? Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to give you guys the volume.
Go on. Say it loud. Say it clear. There we go. Now the horses now are blocking this in.
Don't fancy getting a kick from that.
No, neither do I.
Shout out, mate. I need viewers.
Look, guys, just for context, right now, these are the scenes from Birmingham Aston Villa Park. Now, the football game has not even started yet. It's due to start in 12 minutes. I'm predicting that you're going to have the absolute... I mean, look at the flags, guys. There's a Pakistan flag there. I don't know why Pakistan flag's there, but whatever. So we have got these scenes right now, and these are live scenes as we speak, guys. These are from Birmingham, outside Aston Villa Park. There's a football game between Tel Aviv and Aston Villa. The Muslims have said basically that they don't want the Tel Aviv fans turning up because they're, I don't know why. And now the council have given into that, and the council have said, right, okay, well, we're not going to let the Tel Aviv fans turn up. So now what you've had is, because the Tel Aviv fans are not turning up, you've got this sea of Palestinian flags that you guys can see in the images there. In fact, so it is absolute chaos right now, guys. Okay, I'll let you know what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm watching the feeds from. All right, okay, we're buffering. Let me. Oh no, we're back. So I'm watching the feeds from, let me turn this off while it's buffering, guys. Give me a second. So I'm watching the feeds from AY Audits and BB Audits. They're both on the ground. They're both in around that area of Birmingham. What I'm going to try and give to you guys is real-time analysis of what's actually happening on the ground. I will tell you this, guys, okay? The real carnage is going to happen when these guys when the fans get let out. Because don't forget, you're going to have Aston Villa fans that are going to be massive patriots. You're going to have Aston Villa fans who don't really, they're not really for Islam. They're not really for the Islamification of the United Kingdom. And maybe, do you know what, guys? Maybe just some of those Aston Villa fans are on side with the Israelis. And look, guys, I'm going to say this right now because I get called quite a few things in the chat. I don't think foreign wars should be fought in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has no involvement of what's happening in the Middle East. Absolutely, like zero. So I think it's absolutely absurd and ridiculous that these things are happening. But that's what we're going to be talking about, guys. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the live streams that are coming out of Birmingham. I'm going to be giving you guys my real-time analysis from my experience of working in these scenes. Remember, guys, I've been working on all these locations. I've been one of the guys with a baton shield. I've been one of the guys as a commander on the ground. I've been in the van with a CCTV camera trying to identify the ringleaders. I've also been deployed as a covert officer in the crowd trying to make covert arrests of those ringleaders. So I do know what's happening. I'm going to give you guys a real-time analysis of what's happening. Listen, guys, I'm doing this live. I'm doing this in real time, so I may get things wrong. I'm trying to get you guys the best information that I can. What I will also say is there's been a guy, I was actually watching this guy. His name's Young Bob. I think he's only like 17 or something, hence the word young Bob. They'll probably have to change. He'll probably have to change his name when he grows. When he gets a little bit older. I saw him trying to interview a guy, and the guy just pushed him away. And as I understand it now, and I don't know the ins and outs of this, but this guy, young Bob, he's only 17. He's been arrested. So I don't know where that's going. Ladies and gentlemen, we are triple streaming. Let me jump back onto this, guys. Give me a second, because hang on. Let me give you a second, because it is kicking off again. The energy there, guys, I can feel the energy. The energy is absolutely electric, guys. Okay, the electric, you know, the energy is electric there. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the United Kingdom, if you live in Europe, if you're alive and you're watching in right now, I promise you, this has the ability right now, guys. This has the ability to spread to every town, every city, every little nook and cranny in the United Kingdom, because we are going to see wild scenes tonight, guys. Okay, I did start this live stream early. I've started this live stream early, so I will be taking a break in a little bit. I will, guys, and I'll keep these feeds coming. But hang on.
For these, this side, yeah.
Okay, so look what's happening now, guys. So look what's happening now. Look at these men here. Look at these men. These are security. These guys here, these guys that I would say are Middle Eastern men, they are now security. These are security working for the police. By the beard of fucking Zeus and Odin's eye, what have I told you guys? How many times have Jesus Christ, how many times have I told you this is coming, guys? We have men with Palestinian flags on their jackets. That guy there, can you see him there? Can you see that guy there? Guys, can you see him? Look, this is real-time analysis, guys. Look, you've got a guy there who just ran off into the crowd. He's got a Palestinian flag on his little there. You can see him there, right there, right there. Can you see that Palestinian flag on that sweatshirt, on that Viz vest? So these are private security. I'm assuming these guys are employed by the police. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the brave new world that I've been warning you guys about. How long ago was it when I warned you guys? I warned everybody. I said, look, you know, we are going to have a situation very soon where we have private security working for the police. Guys, if you're in the chat and you can remember me saying that, can you please do me a real big favor and just put it in the chat and let me know and just say, yes, Sean, I can remember you saying that. So I said this would happen a couple of months ago. Now, look, guys, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me those men didn't look like they were from Middle Eastern countries. So now we have men of Middle Eastern descent. I'm speculating there, guys. You know, I'm speculating. I don't know. I'm speculating these guys are of Middle Eastern descent. They've got Palestinian flags on their security. Go on. Whatever they're called. Now, I would speculate that these are working at least in conjunction with the police. So now, riddle me this, riddle me that, Batman. When these people come up to you and they've got a little bit of authority, you know, and with their Palestinian flags, who do you think they're going to be representing? Absolutely unreal.
So it seems pretty empty here at the moment. There they are, both domestics. Love to see it, geez. Did you park next to me? Did you park next to me?
Okay, listen, guys. Let me turn this off a second, and I will. Let me turn this off. Wow, where's my cursor? Right, I'm going to turn this off. So they are the scenes right now, guys. Let me minimize this screen so I can see them both. Hang on. How do I minimize that? Yeah, we're buffering. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I will keep an eye on what's happening. And as soon as, if anything notable happens, I will jump back to you guys. Also, I'm watching another channel called BB Audits that's also live from Villa Park. I think he's in relatively close proximity to to the one that we've just seen. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I need to keep saying this, okay? Be under no illusion how big of a thing this actually is right now if you live in the United Kingdom. This could spread. This could be the catalyst to spread into all-out civil war. The energy there tonight, guys, it's absolutely electric. It is, guys. The energy is electric. Right, ladies and hang on. Let me go to BB Audits, guys. Let me go over to BB Audits real quick. BB, right. Oh, where's my cursor? Lost my cursor. Right, let me go over to BB Audits real quick, guys. Right. Right, for some reason, guys, I can't share BB Audits. For some reason, guys, I can't share BB Audits. Yeah, I don't know why. I can't share BB Audits with you guys. So it looks like we're just going to stick with AY Audits. Now, look, guys, like I just said, be under no illusion, ladies and gentlemen. If you live in the United Kingdom right now, we are an absolute powder keg. The United Kingdom right now is a powder keg, guys, okay? All it's going to take is that little spark and all hell is going to break loose. So let's see. Look, the football game hasn't even started yet. Literally, guys, the kickoff hasn't even started yet. And I'm predicting that the real festivities are going to start when those thousands of fans get let out onto the street. Because let's not be under any illusion, guys, okay? Those Villa fans, those Aston Villa fans, they may be playing Tel Aviv, but those Villa fans, you don't know where they lie. Those Villa fans are just going to come out and they're going to see a load of, a load of people shouting free Palestine. And they're going to think, what the fuck? I don't care. Also, at that time, ladies and gentlemen, so we've got that golden window between 9:30. I'm going to say that golden window, well, I say the dark window. We've got that dark window between 9:30 and 10:30. That is going to be the key time. Because you're going to get a lot of people in that time leaving the football ground, going home, whatever. It's going to be very difficult. Also, you're going to get people. Danny, thank you. Okay, right, guys, we're streaming on TikTok as well. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize. I forgot you guys. I'm streaming on TikTok. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys on TikTok, I make no apologies, but I'm going to close you down in a couple of minutes, and I'm just going to be streaming on YouTube. I'm going to be streaming on X, okay? The reason I have to do that, and I have to do that because I get restricted all the time on TikTok. I get my live streams banned, and I've not got the best account settings at the moment because I'm getting into a lot of trouble with TikTok for saying things on the live stream that I probably shouldn't. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, if you guys are watching on TikTok and you guys want to continue this live stream, I will be continuing this live stream. I think it's going to be a long one. I will continue this live stream over on YouTube and X. I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube and I'm the Real Raven 1 on X also. Right, let's get back on topic, guys, okay? Right now, I'm predicting an absolute war zone. That's what I'm predicting. If we look at the scenes yesterday from Birmingham, you guys know what I'm talking about. Listen, guys, if you was not on the... In fact... Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on and you guys are watching, can you please make sure you hit those buttons down below? The like, follow, subscribe, bell notification. You guys on TikTok, do whatever you want. Like, you guys on TikTok, do whatever you want. But if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on X, hit those buttons down below and hit those buttons up there, guys, okay? That is the only way this channel will grow. Look, guys, I'm going to have to say it. I'll say it now real quick because there's lots more. Oh, hang on. Let me share this with you guys. Hang on. Let me share the screen. I keep losing my cursor. Can you hear the energy in this crowd, guys? Can you hear the energy? For you guys on TikTok, I'm actually sharing these screens on YouTube. I know you guys can't see them on TikTok, but I am sharing them on YouTube.
Oh, look. So this is why, because they're watching their football here. Up in the distance, you can see them, the Villa fans. And these lot have come to try to antagonise them and talk them. But at least the police are pushing them back. Get back.
I don't know if you can hear, but they're playing the Undertaker's music in the background. So look, contextualize this, guys, okay? You've got the Muslim pro-Palestine supporters. They wanted the Israeli football team banned. They wanted the Israeli supporters banned. The Israeli supporters have been banned. So now these pro-Palestine supporters, okay, I think there's been an arrest there. So now these pro-Palestine supporters are going to antagonize the Aston Villa fans. What did they want? Like, what do they want? They want no fans to turn up? Is that what you see where we're going right now, guys? You are witnessing firsthand what I talked about this morning. You're seeing firsthand what appeasement actually does.
Got their faces covered. Treat them the same, officer. Bring them face coverings off them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, right, I will keep you informed on what's happening there. I just wanted to throw that out there because, like, now you can see, can't you? Listen, guys, and if you're on the fence about this, if you're on the fence and you're like, oh, you know what, everybody has the rights and yada, 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 look what's happened there. Just look, that's real. I'm not making this shit up, guys, okay? I'm not giving you guys a slant. You saw that with your eyes. I know I did. So now we've got these pro-Palestine supporters, predominantly Muslim. They have complained that they don't want the Tel Aviv fans turned up. Okay, fine. No Tel Aviv fans turning up. Okay, right. Let's go and antagonize the Aston Villa fans. What? Okay, yeah. We don't want Aston Villa fans turning up. Right, okay, right, okay. Right, no Aston Villa fans turning up. Right, okay, right. So now Aston Villa is not allowed to have any football fans there. So we might as well just, where are we going with this, guys? You see, ladies and gentlemen, when you appease people, they always want more. When you appease people, they will always want more. You can't appease. Oh, hang on. I think there's going to be a fight. Gee, right, I should probably just keep this on, guys. Hang on. I think there's going to be a fight here.
Come here and they'll be scared to go get something to eat. Fuck that, geez. Not going to be scared to walk around England. No way. Not a chance.
I thought my coach back. There was one at 10 o'clock, one at 2 in the morning.
Sorry, look. Look, I thought somebody was squaring up to the guy at AY Audits. He was actually asking him if he wanted to go for something to eat. So I do apologize about that, guys, all right? There was no fight breaking out. He was just asking if he wanted to go for something to eat. I didn't have the volume on it. He looked very aggressive. I was like, oh, my God, they're going to have a fight. But no, he was just asking him if he wanted to go for something to eat. So anyway, guys, anyway. Right, I'm going to get some chat, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. AJ Aesthetics is saying none of them give a shit about Palestine, just an excuse to get out and cause some trouble and push Islamic views. I'd say the same as well. I'd say they don't care about football either. And, look, guys, and I'm not going to argue with those because I don't really care about those either. Lisa Jane is saying a section 60, no face coverings is in place tonight. But we've seen plenty of face coverings, haven't we, ladies and gentlemen? We've seen plenty of face coverings. Doesn't look like these face coverings are being. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Sorry. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I've got quite a few screens open, and if you see me look to the side or look away, I'm just checking one of these screens, and I'm trying to get you guys an update, because what I don't want to do is, I don't want to just be playing in somebody else's content, because, you know, what I want to do is I want to look at those talking points, and I want to be able to focus on that. Now, to do that, I do need to keep jumping over. So Lisa Jane is saying there's a Section 60 in place, no face coverings, but we've seen plenty of face coverings. Zoe Dean is saying, I'm raging. Well, look, I think a lot of people are raging, and I don't think people understand how this could escalate. You know, like, I did a video a couple of weeks back. Remember, you know, it might have even been this week. I can't remember. I was sat outside, and I started the video, and I started it by saying, it will happen quickly. It's the only way that it can happen. And that's how all civil conflicts happen. That's how all civil wars happen. If you think right now, we are a pressure cooker. We're a pressure cooker with no outlet. You know, and all Keir Starmer and this government have done is tighten down those bolts. Doesn't matter how tight those bolts go down, guys. It does not matter how tight those bolts go down. If you keep that heat, the inevitable will happen. That pressure cooker will explode. It's simple physics, guys. Simple celestial laws. So that's where we are right now. You know, and until it explodes, I'm using this as an analogy, guys, of the country right now. And you know what? Where's my phone? My phone's up there. My friend, a good friend of mine, actually, he's, I'm not going to tell you what. He's got a company and he sells gin. He started a company and they sell gin. He's asking me if I want to do some promotions. I'm saying, absolutely, mate. But anyway, sorry, that's just what we've gone that. You know, he was saying how bad things are. I mean, he lives in, I think he lives in South London, and things are real bad. He just wants to get out of the country. Anyway, so take the pressure cooker of the United Kingdom right now as an analogy of what's happening. Keir Starmer, David Lammy, draconian laws, super injunctions here, super injunctions there, pretending this is not happening, pretending that's not happening. All they are doing is screwing down that lid and putting more heat. Doesn't matter. The inevitable will happen, guys, okay? And you look at the pot and you think, yeah, the pot's fine. The pot ain't fine, guys. Inside that pot. And when it goes, it will go quickly. I've always said that, guys. I've always said that. That's the reality, and that's the reality of things moving forwards. Googleino is saying, looks like Muslim and British confrontation. Guys, look, I'm going to call this right now. I think this is all going to start. This is all going to start when those fans get let out. I mean, look what we just saw there. You know, look what we just saw then. We had the people, well, the pro-Palestine supporters, I guess, which would predominantly be Muslim. They didn't want the Tel Aviv fans to turn up. So they were appeased. They said, okay, we won't let the Tel Aviv fans turn up. So now they've turned on the Aston Villa fans. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Can you make that make sense? Listen, guys, if there's anybody in the chat who is like, I don't know, you know, maybe you're in the chat and you're sympathetic to these, to whatever cause, can you please make that make sense? These people, they turned up, they protested, they didn't want, and just that in itself is wild, guys. Who's in charge of this country? Who's in charge of the country? They didn't want the pro-Palestine supporters to turn up, so they didn't turn up. So they told them they weren't allowed to turn up. And now, because they've not turned up, they've turned on the Aston Villa supporters. That is the reality. That is the reality of what's going on at the moment right now, guys, in the United Kingdom. Emma Green is saying, oh, hang on, she's talking to somebody else. Sean, what are they saying on BB Audits Live? I can hear you and them. Guys, can you hear two things at the same time? Guys, can you hear two things at the same time? Guys, if you're on, can you hear me and BB Audits? I can't share BB Audits with you guys for some reason. BB Audits has not. I've tried sharing BB Audits, but so I don't know what's. I don't know if you're still getting the BB Audits. I can close it down if you want. I don't think that would help. Right. Let me just see what's happening here, guys. Okay. Right, I can switch to BB Audits now, guys. Give me a second. AY Audits, sorry.
The thing is, if we don't talk to each other, whether you like what I say or not, whether I like what you say or not, right? Difficult conversations have to be had because you need to find some sort of common ground, right? Somewhere.
Mate, these are three good. These are good lads. Yeah.
The second thing, do you not think we, as
nah, man, it's all right, guys.
We have enough problems going on with the UK to be worried about what's going on overseas?
The problems that the UK is having affects everybody. Okay, that affects us. That affects the blacks, the whites, everybody. Okay, I guarantee you know, if every protest that
just for context, guys, I don't know if you heard that in the background. I don't know whether that was gunshots or fireworks. I don't know whether it was gunshots or fireworks. There were two large cracks in the background.
Every single protest, you can watch.
Mate, they don't. I've been to every protest. I went to every protest at Epping. Right, no, listen, I went to every protest at Epping. I've been to every. 1 second. I went to every protest at Epping, yeah, and I've still continued to go. Yeah, and there's people of all different cultures. And one thing about that protest at Epping, yeah, that hotel was there for 5 years. Nobody never complained. This wasn't about race. This was about a little girl that got sexually assaulted. By somebody. It's wrong. We know this is. Yeah.
Right, let me turn. Okay, I don't know what they're talking, guys. It's going to be semantic. And look, I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East. I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East. I've spent 5 years I've lived in Baghdad for 5 years. I've spent time in Syria. I've spent like probably 2 years in Afghanistan. And my experience of the Middle East is positive. I know some great Muslims, and some great Arabs. The problem is that's not what we're dealing with. That is not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a subculture, and I don't know what it is, guys. I promise you, I don't know what it is. When these people come to the United Kingdom, I don't know what happens. I really do not know what happens. I don't know what happens. I think it's the empowerment by liberalism that liberalism gives them. I think it is. I think it's the empowerment that liberalism gives these people. Also, I've met some really dark people and some bad people, but you meet those people everywhere. So I don't know what it is, guys. The gentleman that was talking there, he was, and what I will say as well is, at a political level, politicians, they only meet well-educated, well-articulated, independently wealthy Muslim Arabs. Okay? And that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. What we are dealing with on the streets in Rotherham, in Birmingham, in Oldham, in Telford, is a totally different subculture. And that subculture is what we don't want. No, I don't think anybody's bothered about the color of their skin. That's ridiculous, okay? But I do think there are serious conversations that need to be had, but because we are heading towards a civil war, guys, okay? Mark my words. And it may even start tonight. Silly Gallardi is saying, I'm not into football, but it will be funny if we... Can you imagine? Can you imagine if what is it, Maccabi Tel Aviv win this football game, and then there's another football game then in the United Kingdom or wherever it is? Yeah, I think it was fireworks, guys. I do think it was fireworks, judging by the response from the police. Right, let me jump down, guys. Let me jump down. James is saying off topic, but Trumpy tested a Minuteman ICBM in the last 24 hours. The world is sliding into a dark place. Yes, he did. I'm still not seeing anything to it, guys. You know, I'm still not seeing anything about it. All I'm saying is with these nuclear missiles, with Donald Trump, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not going to change my stance until somebody actually tests a thermonuclear weapon, you know, an atom bomb, a fusion bomb, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm just going to leave it, guys. Okay. I don't think anything's going to happen until you put those nuclear missiles in that, because there's a lot of go on. There's a lot of engineering that has to come into place to get those things to work. Right. Let me jump down, guys. Let me jump down. Oh, hang on. War Memorial set on fire in Stockport tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, we could be watching the beginning of a civil war right now. I'm not trying to like over exaggerate things, but we really could be watching the beginning to a civil war in the United Kingdom right now. All these isolated incidents. In fact, guys, did you see my video on TikTok earlier? I did a video earlier on TikTok. There's been a man has dragged a woman into a woodland, and in fact, hang on, you lot on TikTok, I need to turn you guys off. You guys are going B-buys on TikTok, okay? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys on TikTok, I make no apologies. I am going to turn you guys off on TikTok. I want to talk openly. I want to talk openly to the guys on YouTube and X. So I can't do that while I'm streaming on TikTok. I'll just get the live stream banned. I'll get into trouble. So I don't want to get into trouble. So with that context, ladies and gentlemen, you guys on TikTok, I'm turning you guys off. If you want to continue on this live stream, if you guys want to listen to me talk openly and freely, jump over to YouTube, guys. Okay, I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven 1 on X, and I will hopefully see some of you guys over there. And if not, I'll see you guys back tomorrow morning at 10. Right, I think we're off. We're not off. We're not off. Right, let me just take this phone off. Right, we are off. Okay, right. Yeah, so I did a video earlier. I did a video earlier on TikTok, and I had this just from today. So there was a man of no. There's a manhunt in Birmingham for a man. That's all they're saying. A man dragged a woman into a woodland today. I think it was. The article was from today in Birmingham. Dragged the woman into a woodland and she was raped. Hundreds more boat migrants arrive. More carnage at hotels. More. You know the stabby trainy stabby. There's another incident. So where do we even go with this, guys? Okay, I'm gonna go trainy stabby. Okay, so I am keeping an eye on what's happening in Birmingham, guys, okay? I do think that is all going to kick off. I think that's all going to kick off when those fans get let out. So I don't know whether I'm going to close this down. Do you know what? Guys, let me know in the chat. What do you think I should do? Do you think I should close this down relatively early and come back on a little bit later when the fans are leaving? Or how do you think we should work that, guys, okay? Anyway, let me know in the chat. But you know the stabby guy on the train? So I may be wrong on this, guys, okay? But he was wanted for 3 separate incidents. That morning, he allegedly stabbed someone else that's been under investigation. He then got on the train and went stabby. They're now reinvestigating another incident from months ago. where he slashed someone in the face. So how many more of these people do we have in our country that are just walking around going, hey, mate, stab it. Slash it. Like, how many of these people? I've never gone stabby or slashy. Oh, what's Emma saying? Jack Clean is saying, I'm so glad I moved to rural Scotland from Manchester. Yeah, I think you should be as well, Jack Clean. But, you know, it's at some point, I was talking to my friend Andy, and I was saying, I know, mate, but where do you run to? And he says, well, we're going to move to, you know, as soon as we've got enough money off this company, or I've sold it, we're going to move to rural France, like miles away from anyone. I said, yeah, but eventually, mate, you know, it's going to catch up with you. At some point, you need to draw that line in the sand and say, right, okay, we you know, and I'm not one for saying, look, guys, I need to caveat this. At some point, people need to draw a line in the sand and say, right, okay, here and no further. This is where it stops. Okay. I don't know where this is going to, I don't know where it's going to where it's gonna end. I don't think it's anywhere good. And the longer it's like, you know, when you get a hole in a jumper or like a hole in your sock, you know, when you get a hole in your sock, and if you don't repair it straight away, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse until you need a new pair of socks. It's kind of like where we are now, guys. Okay, and the longer it takes to accept that we need to do something, the more drastic measures need to be taken. And I'm saying this now, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I think we are nothing short of a French-style revolution is going to solve our problems, really. That's where we are, guys, okay? Emma is saying, what a lovely man. Hope he rots in the dirt. Okay. I'm not going to repeat what Emma Green's saying, but he probably won't. He'll probably be done for. He'll probably get away with mental health. He'll probably have, you know, and it'll be our fault. If anything, it's our fault. Jacqueline is jumping back on, and she's saying, I saw a video today saying people are being let out accidentally. It happens all the time. I think that's just the start of it. Yeah. Can you guys remember when I was doing I asked Grok to give me the statistics, and Grok told me that last year there were, I think it was either 823 or 828 incidents, similar incidents where prisoners have been let out early. That's more than one a day. Like a lot more. It's like 2 a day or something. Hashtag Raven Maths. Right, let me jump up. Right, I'm just going to flick back to you guys on AY audits because he's walking back down the police line. So let me share this with you guys now.
Who shared it? Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Nah, it's going to go back again.
And make sure you guys have subscribed on YouTube and X and TikTok if you want.
Fucking thirsty, geese. We can get refueled. And then away we go. See you later, everyone.
Okay, so I think he's closing that live stream down now. I think he's the same as me, guys. I think he's the same as me. I think he understands that the real carnage is going to happen when these fans get let out. Let me have a look what the football game is. Let me have a look what the football result is. Hang on. I'm just going to Google quick. Look, guys, I'm not a football person. I'm really not. So it's still 0-0, ladies and gentlemen. It is 0-0. The Aston Villa versus Maccabi Tel Aviv is 0-0 as we speak. We've got the Telegraph giving live updates. We've got the Guardian giving live updates. Let's have a look what the Telegraph say. They're usually pretty good. Right. 6 people have been arrested so far. Remember, guys, I said 50. Look, guys, you know when I give this analysis, I gave this like quite a few days back. I said there's a 10% chance that this is going to be peaceful, which means 90% chance I predicted this would be violent. 6 people have been arrested so far. This was before the match. So 6 people have already been arrested before the match. The force said a 21-year-old man was arrested for failing to comply with an order to remove his face mask. Yet we've seen tens of people with, the shamags covering their face. While a 17-year-old boy was arrested for failing to comply with the dispersal order. I think that's who they're talking. I think that's this young Bob. 3 other people were arrested for racially aggravated public order offences, and another person was arrested for breach of the peace. Birmingham Safety Advisory Group announced last month. Look, guys, I'm not going to talk about that. I talked about the key people in Birmingham Safety Advisory Group. I talked to you guys about how they are massive Islamists. However, as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, the score is 0-0. So it may go. Guys, somebody help me out in the chat. I don't know what kind of game this is. Will this go to penalties? Will this go to a penalty shootout? 0-0. Yeah, they're just okay. Right. So I will keep everybody updated, ladies and gentlemen. I will keep everybody updated. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are on and you've not done so already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share my stuff. If you're on the chat right now, I tell you guys what's coming way before it's coming. And right now in the United Kingdom, there's no way out, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way out. It feels like we're just getting ready for the inevitable. Like on Lost Boys. You know, on Lost Boys with what's his name? Kiefer Sutherland and what's those guys? Corey. What's their names? Corey. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Frog Brothers. It's like on Lost Boys, where they go in and they try and kill the vampires, and then the vampires are like, "Yeah, we're coming for you tonight. We are coming for you tonight." And they're trying to get ready because they know the inevitable is coming. Steve is saying it's an A's film. It is an A's film, actually. I saw it earlier. I was clearing out like some old DVDs, and I found it earlier. They don't make films like Lost Boys, do they? They don't make them anymore. They're all politically charged. God's Little Helper is saying news on Yorkshire has a live going on of Aston Villa. Yeah, look, guys. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on right now, be under no illusion. I shit you not, by the beard of Zeus and Odin's eye, this could start a civil war. I promise you guys, this could start a civil war right now. Look how quickly the Black Lives Matter movement spread. Fucking America. Some guy in America, and whether you agree, whether you think he got, it was the David Chevane. Was it David Chevane? Was it David? I think it was David Chevane. Whether you think it was David Chevane who was kneeling on that guy that killed him, or whether you think he died of a fentanyl overdose. We have the same protests in the United Kingdom. You know, people, nothing shows you are a subjugated minority. You know, nothing shows the world more than you're looting shops and like, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, get me those trainers, get me those trainers. Oh, I want a TV. How many of them Maccabi fans? Okay, right, Silly. So, Silly, are you saying, Silly, are you, I don't know the answer to that, Silly, but are you saying, and I didn't even think of this, have some of the Israeli fans gone into the Tel Aviv fans? Sorry, guys, I'm not a football person. Are you saying that they would? Some of the Tel Aviv fans may have got into the Aston Villa stand. I'm assuming that's what's it. Right. Let me hang on, guys. I just need to click some buttons. That one. We need. Oh, we're not exit full screen. How do I exit full? I don't know how to exit full screen. Right. I'm just going to give you an update, guys. For context, there is not much happening. For context, there's not much. Oh, he's starting. No, actually, so he's closed. Okay, so AY Audits has closed that live stream down. I think he's going for something to eat or something. I think he's going to the chip shop. Listen, I think the real kickoff is going to be after the fans get released. Because remember, I think about 9:30 or something. At 9:30, we are going to have all those fans onto the streets. It's going to take time for those fans to get out. There's going to be chanting. There's going to be people shouting. There's going to be tensions are going to be high. And there we have it, guys. That's when I think all hell is going to break loose. And when I say things like, when I say things like a civil war will happen quickly, I don't mean it will be over quickly. I mean it will start quickly. Have you guys seen the... let me try and find it. Give me a second, guys. Let me try and find this. Let me try and find this video. So I want to show you guys this video rather than so there's a video going around. I think it's recent. Well, it is recent. Yeah, here's the video. Right, so Tommy Robinson video again, guys. I'm just going to share this with you guys real quick. I'm going to share this video with you guys real quick. Now, imagine this was your mum's house. Imagine this was your nan's house. So this is this is a video here. And I'm just going to play this video for you guys now. So these are I'm alleging that these are African migrants. That's what it says on the video. And they're going to housing estates late at night, checking door handles. I'll play the video. I'm probably going to stop it, guys, because I can't help myself. I'll play the video and then I'll give commentary. Right, sorry. So the date there is so this is the 31st of October. Can you see the date in the top left at 9:13? Assuming the date timestamp's correct. So put yourself in that scenario, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You're a single woman. You've got kids. All of a sudden, that happens. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that situation? This is happening right now in the United Kingdom. This is happening. This is real. This is not the script of a film, guys. This is real. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes. Now, these are the ones that have CCTV cameras. So and I'm saying this is a good system as well. So these are the ones that they'll be able to report. So what about the other houses? How many other houses have these people gone to? Why are they going to those houses? What do you do in that scenario? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if they open your door, remember, we found this out from a couple of weeks back where a migrant, or maybe last month or something, where a hotel migrant, walked into somebody's house Luckily, there was a girl there and she chased him off with, I think she had one of the implements you get from the kitchen. I think she actually got arrested as well. So what we know is, if that, tell me I'm wrong, guys. Did that guy check that woman's door? I believe he did. You know, you tell me in the comments whether that guy tried the door handle or not. I believe he did. It's up to you guys. You saw the video. You can watch this video yourself. If he'd have gone into her house, that, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a police matter. That is trespass, which is a civil offence, and you have to get you have to get that guy done through a civil court. So can you imagine now? Don't think I'm lying with this, guys. Don't think I'm making this up. Can you imagine? That guy goes into that woman's house and she phones the police up, and the police say, "Oh, has he just come in your house?" "Yes." "Is he stealing anything?" "No, he's just standing there looking at me." "Is he being aggressive?" "No, he's just being really weird." "Oh, well, that's a civil matter." "Oh, so what? How do I get him out of the house?" "You're going to have to file for a court order or something." That's where we are right now, guys. That's my understanding of the law, guys. Okay, don't take that as gospel. Take that with a pinch of salt. I don't want to get Lucy Conley. That's my understanding of the law, and it may be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. Let's continue. But can you see there's like 3, 4 of them on the street? Can you imagine how scared that woman is? Literally, what are they doing? I mean, they're not breaking a law. There's no laws against that, is there, guys? There's no laws against that. Does it seem right? Like, literally, what are they doing? You know when you're asleep in your bed at night? I don't mean to scare anybody here, guys. You know when you're asleep in your bed at night? How, like, who's walking the streets? Who's patrolling the streets at nighttime? Checking the door handles, looking through the windows? So you can see these guys. I don't know if you can make them out in the top right hand of the screen, but they're going to another house, like across the road from the house where the camera is. And now they are moving from right to left. I've lost track of one. I can only see 3 of them. Maybe there was only 3 of them. So this is why I keep saying, ladies and gentlemen, and guys, listen, if you're on, make sure you share my stuff, because I'm going to say something now that's going to put everything into context, okay? In that scenario, how do you react? And tell me, guys, that we need our self-defense laws identified, because what we need, yes, of course, everybody has the right to self-defense and, you know, to protect their own life and lives of others. But in that scenario, you have no rights to go out there and start being aggressive with those people. They're not breaking the law. And this is what I keep harping on about, guys, okay? We need that legal framework to protect ourselves. We don't have it. We don't have a Second Amendment. We don't. I'm not talking about guns. I'm talking about the ability to form a militia. Right, let me jump up and get some comments, guys. Let me jump up and get some comments. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to close this down at 1 hour. And then when that football game is finished, oh, Donna is saying, what did they do? Well, from the video footage we've just seen, in fact, hang on, let me look what the, hang on, give me a second. So this was posted, warning of residents of Kingston, Birmingham. Lots of HMO-filled houses with fighting age men cropping up, and incidents like this are now rife. Africans knocking on the doors at night, looking through windows, mainly homes of young girls. So I don't know what they're doing. They didn't do anything. I mean, there's loads of these videos, guys. There's loads of these videos. Go on, Joe. I didn't even realize this. There's like, go on to X and put migrants checking doors late at night, and you get shitloads. Wow. Yeah, there's like an unhealthy amount of those videos. Anyway, right, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump back on track, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see what the football score is. Right. It's still 0-0, ladies and gentlemen. It's still 0-0. It is. It's still 0-0, guys. It's still 0-0. AY audits is still... Hang on. Let me check AY audits. Let me refresh that screen. Yeah, AY audits is still having his lunch. He's still having some sandwiches or something. As soon as he starts streaming again, I will jump back on. BB audits is BB audits is in the crowd. There are a lot of police presence. There's a lot of people still chanting. Look, guys, this is going to happen when the fans get kicked out. That realistically, guys, that's when it's going to happen. Okay, you're going to have that mass crowd of people on the streets, all out watching the football game. They've all been chanting. They're coming out. They're going to be chanting. Everybody's chanting, "Free, free Palestine. We shall know." That's when it's coming, guys. Okay. The football game is still 0-0. I am predicting this is going to happen when everybody gets kicked out. So in response to Donna's comment, what did they do? They didn't do anything. Late at night, there's groups of young African men of African descent turning up into housing estates, knocking on doors late at night and trying door handles. This is what, this is why we need that legal framework. Like, what can you do? If you're a single woman in that house, what do? Do you open the door? What if he walks in? Well, you can't get him out because that's a civil offense. James is saying, did you see the protest, the posters they put up in Birmingham? Unbelievable. Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, there were posters put up in Birmingham, and they were saying, if you see a Zionist, phone the Zionist police or something. I don't even know what. Let me get the definition of a Zionist. I don't even. What is a Zionist? Okay, so. Okay, first of all, they say, it's terrible. A Zionist is a supporter of the Zionist movement. All right, I don't know what a Zionist is, so that doesn't help. Which advocates for the rights of the Jewish people to self-determination and a national homeland in the historic land of Israel. So a Zionist is someone who supports a homeland for the Jewish people. I don't think that's controversial. Do you guys think that's controversial? I don't, guys. Look. I'll share this with you now. I'll share this with you now. What I'm looking at. I don't think that's controversial at all. So I literally did a Google search there, guys. Okay. What is a Zionist? A Zionist. Let me highlight this. So a Zionist is a supporter of the Zionist movement, which advocates for the rights of the Jewish people to self-determination and a national homeland in the historic land of Israel. I thought it was going to be more juicy than that. I thought it was going to be something like a Zionist is a member of the Jewish community who wants to overthrow all other religions. And I don't know. I thought it was going to be Lord of the Rings or something, but that doesn't sound. I'd like to, you know what, guys? Honestly, I would like to speak to some of these. I'd like to speak to some of these, the people who are putting these signs up, and just, to be honest, and I'm genuinely like, I'm genuinely fascinated. Like, what do you mean by a Zionist? Like, what is the definition of that Zionist? Because I'm sure that like that can't be the definition that these pro-Palestinian people. I'm pretty sure that can't be the definition of that these pro-Palestinian people are using. I'm sure their definition has to be something different. And maybe it's not. Maybe they don't know. I don't know. But there's a lot to be said about definitions because I think ultimately when we boil things down, there's a lot more that obviously there's a lot more that unite people than separates them. But that definition there that I've just read to you guys doesn't seem like controversial, does it? It doesn't seem controversial to me anyway. So I'd like to hear from somebody from the Muslim community or from the Palestinian community who has you just say to them, I say, hey mate, you say you don't want any Zionists turning up to Birmingham. What is your definition of a Zionist? Because I'm sure you'd get something totally different. And I don't know the answer to that. Lisa Jane. Oh, stop saying things, you guys. You're going to get me into trouble. Silly is saying there are more non-Jewish Zionists than Jews. Amir Cricket is saying, no, that's all what a Zionist is. Are you a Zionist then, Sean? I don't know. I mean, I would like a home for myself. I mean, I would like a home for English people. I would like a home that English people could say, do you know what? I can go to this country and I can be welcomed and I can go there and I can feel safe on the streets because we don't feel that in the United Kingdom. Raven feeds are being blocked from Lani Lou. Right, guys, I'm watching BB Audits, who's got nothing happening. I'm watching AY Audits, who's gone for a little snack. I do think the main kickoff is going to happen, guys, after the I do think the main kickoff is going to happen when all those fans get let out. That's when I think it's all going to go wrong. Lane Audits, right? Lane Audits. They love these little audits titles, don't they? They love the audits titles. Lane Audits. Right. They're not live. They've stopped streaming. Everybody stop streaming, guys. Listen, everybody, Lane Audits has stopped streaming, guys. Everybody understands that while the football game is going on, you can imagine it now, can't you, guys? All those people leaving that football stadium, that's when I think it's going to kick off, guys. I really do. Footlong is saying, I heard Putin ask the council and generals about another nuclear test. I don't think it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, okay? What I will say when we're talking about nuclear bombs, guns, tanks, planes, trains, automobiles, tactics, strategies, comparisons between conscripts and NATO-trained militaries, what I will say is what I've always said. Until a nuclear bomb is actually tested, like really tested, and you can see it go kaboom and a mushroom cloud, I'm going to say that no nuclear bombs are going to be used ever again in a conflict. And the reason I say that, it's a wild reason, guys. It's a wild reason. It's a non-conventional reason. But I'm just going to leave it there. Oh, Helen has said Aston Villa have scored. So maybe Tel Aviv are going to be going home with an L. Hang on, let me scroll down. Goal! Madsen gives Villa the lead on the stroke of half time. So it's a great finish from the Dutchman. A minute into added time at the end of the first half. So it does look like it's 1-0, ladies and gentlemen, to Aston Villa. Right now, guys, it does look like, it really does feel like we are sat. It really does feel like we are on the, it really does feel like we are sat on the cusp of a mass civil war. And when it happens, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you it will happen fast. It's the only way that it can happen. Right, listen, guys, what I'm going to do is I am going to close this down in a minute. I'm going to jump back on. I'm going to jump back. Sean, I bet fireworks are half price outside. Maybe they're double. Maybe they're double price, you know, maybe they're double price. What I will do, guys, oh, has BB Audits come back on? Has AY Audits come back on? Hang on. Where's AY Audits? Has he had his sandwiches now? Is he back on? Let me refresh this screen. No, I'm not. He's not back on. He's not back on. I'm literally looking at his live stream now, guys. He is not back on. So look, let me give you guys a quick rundown what's happening in the United Kingdom right now. We have, if you're joining for, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on and you've not done so already, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, share button, all those things, whether you're down here or whether you're up there on X. So right now we have a situation in the United Kingdom where Tel Aviv, Maccabi Tel Aviv. Sorry, guys, I'm not a football person. Tel Aviv. Let's call them Tel Aviv. The Tel Aviv Football Club are playing Aston Villa in Birmingham. The Muslim community have said wildly that the Tel Aviv fans are not welcome. In response, so then the council, the police or whatever, they've said, right, okay, we're banning Tel Aviv fans, so no Tel Aviv fans are allowed to turn up. In response to this, there's been a mass turnout from the Muslim community. There's been a mass turnout from counter-protesters, and it looks like an absolute war zone right now, guys. It looks like an absolute war zone out there in Aston Villa Park. Also, earlier on today, there were lots of schools closed. There were, businesses were closing early because they understood what was happening. Now, actually, if you guys are on the live stream, you can rewind this back. Actually on the live stream, some of the things that have been happening are we've had a situation where the Muslims have... what do we call the other side, guys? The locals, the pro-Palestinian supporters. I'll say that, guys. I'll say the Palestinian supporters because they had the Palestinian flags. The Palestinian supporters have then gone to try and antagonize the Aston Villa fans. So it turns out that, using that as logic, the pro-Palestinian supporters now don't want the Aston Villa fans to turn up. So maybe they just don't want anyone to turn up. Maybe they want all football banned because maybe it's haram or something. So that's where we are right now, guys. I'm predicting that when this happens, like last night, it happens late at night when people are all being feisty in the streets, the critical mass has been achieved now, guys. There's enough people there. And when these people get let out of, Villa Park, Aston Villa Park, or wherever the football stadium is, you're going to get that massive influx. People on the streets. That's when it's going to go crazy, guys, okay? It's half time right now. So that's going to be like a 15-minute gap. Then there's going to be, and BB Audits is live, right? Yeah, BB Audits is live, guys. Yes, BB Audits is live. Right, let me refresh this. Oh, I've got some ads. Some ads are jumping up. Why are we watching ads? We don't want ads, do we? Right, how do I skip these? I hope you guys, are you guys skipping my ads? I bet you do, don't you? I bet you guys, when the ads come on, you're like, press. Right, I'm going to try and share this for you guys. It doesn't work when Right, guys, I am going to share this with you guys because it is kicking off. Let me share this with you. I'll try. Oh, we've got... Okay, we're on.
Not letting me security through. He's there, get him through.
So, guys, you can imagine this is half time. There's going to be thousands of supporters let out onto the streets in like an hour. an hour and an hour and 15 minutes or something. Those gates are going to open, and there's going to be thousands of supporters, just the mass of people onto the streets. So these are the scenes right now.
Bangers. Police are trying to push us out of the way. I don't know where Jack is. Where's my security? Oh, there he is. Where's Jack? We don't want to get stuck this side. We want to be the other side.
We want to be here.
Yeah, all right, we'll stay here then. No, we're getting kettled in here. There we go. All the fireworks are being thrown now. All the fireworks are being thrown over now, people. Keep recording.
Guys, look, okay, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of context, what it's like on the police side, all right? The police officers right now will be scared. Trust me, they will be scared. Because those police officers, they are massively outnumbered. If you guys were on the if you guys were on the live stream that I gave this morning, I gave this morning, I was talking about how the police were massively outnumbered last night in Birmingham. They were chased off the streets by people with fireworks, you know, and that is the reality of the situation. Okay, the police are outnumbered. If these crowds get over enthusiastic, okay, these things that, you know, the police are going to be overrun, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and the police are scared.
You can see that side there been cornered off. We've got this side there been cornered off. Can't get through. I've made sure I've got both my security with me now.
Where did AY end up?
I don't know where she's running to. They're running. They're getting tooled up. They're getting.
Right, I think these guys here in the van, what are they doing? Are they getting a riot shield? Look, in that van, they were... Oh, no, they haven't. No, she's getting her sandwiches. She's getting her sandwiches.
Who's that? Who's that?
You know, we all think they're going in their bags to get something cool and tactical. She's just getting her sandwiches.
Where's AY? Where's AY? There's AY. There, AY's there. AY's there. See him? There's AY on the right. Who are they arrested? Who's
For your own safety, because missiles as well. Don't get the shot, then I'll come straight.
Someone's being arrested there. I don't know who that is. AY's over there. I can see where AY is. He's not been arrested. Who have they arrested? Where's Emma?
I come to the stadium.
Not at the moment.
I don't know where.
Right, look, guys, I will keep that on now. I don't want to keep stealing these guys' thunder. This is the reality now. This is Britain. Look at the amount of police it's taken. Look at the amount of resources, the cost, the manpower, the financial cost. Later on tomorrow morning, we may see burnt out vehicles. We may see buildings set on fire. We could see all sorts of carnage. That's what the scenes are like now. Thousands of fans are still inside. The football game is at half time. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to close this down. Oh, hang on. Ian is saying it's a horror bag. Yeah, that's what you used to call them in the military when you used to get like a packed lunch. You used to get like horror bags and you never knew what was in them. So listen, guys, I am going to close this down now. I will be back on later. When this game's finished, I will be jumping on, guys. Okay, I will be jumping on. What I just want to do quickly is, you wouldn't know anything about this if it wasn't for these guys. You know, these guys who I'm sharing, you know, AY audits, BB audits, you know, if it wasn't for these guys, we wouldn't know about this. We wouldn't know anything about this because the mainstream media could say anything. They could literally say anything. So, you know, we're heading into this really strange dynamic now where you can't hide anything, but the paradigm thinks that you can. So now you get in tomorrow morning, no doubt. You guys have seen it. I've been giving you guys real-time analysis. So tomorrow morning you will get an account of what happened, but we saw it with our own eyes. Remember, we saw that together. I didn't know it was going to happen. So remember when the pro-Palestinian lot went to try and antagonize the Aston Villa fans? That really happened. I didn't make that up. We saw that. That's what. Well, you know what? That's what I believe happened. So I'm going to close this down, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back on when it's. I will be back on. I'll do another live stream later on tonight when these guys have been let out. But I am going to take a break. I am going to take a break now, guys. Okay, I am going to take a break. Okay, hang on. Amir Cricket is saying you said about civil war when it sparks, it'll start fast. No, the Palestinians have their own way to start and deal with it. It's called Antifada? Is that, am I saying that right? Antifada. Sounds like somebody's nana or something. Antifada. So listen, guys, I am going to close this down, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to close this down. I give you guys real-time analysis, real-time speculation, okay? If I get things wrong, I do apologize, okay, guys? Please do your fact-checking. I'm giving you guys real-time analysis of live events. So I'm just saying what I'm seeing, guys, okay? I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to close this down. Take this as part one. Part two will be later on, guys. As soon as this game's finished, I'll be watching. As soon as this game's finished and they start to let fans out, I will be back on the live stream. We'll be covering this and we'll see what is happening. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, bell notification, all those things that help this channel grow. And I will see you guys later on this evening. Be under no illusion, this could be the start of the British Civil War 2025. I'll be back later.